Global warming can only be solved, and the US and other economies' domestic commitments sustained through cooperative interstate action. The Paris Agreement in the UN system is really the only game in town. The Undersecretary's key responsibility will be to diplomatically manage the inevitable imposition of border taxes that various countries around the world implement to try to level the playing field between domestic and foreign producers as different countries pursue different abatement strategies on different timetables. Participating in the Paris Agreement in cooperative solutions is politically popular. And the Biden administration is going to need to draw on that popularity in trying to achieve a positive outcome.
Achieving sustainable energy security. U.S. hydrocarbon-based energy systems are not secure unless we define security in an extremely narrow way. So moving forward on this is more of a domestic than international initiative, as Mark highlighted, but it could be helped in the international arena in 4 concrete ways. The first is going to be, I think, pressing for decarbonization targets as an element of future trade negotiations. The second would be promotion of carbon border tax adjustments on energy consumption's contribution to imported goods and services. The third is more deeply integrating the North American electricity grid. The grids of Canada, the United States, and Mexico are only lightly integrated, despite each of those countries having vast renewable potential. The fourth is, as Mark also said, to reinvigorate U.S. participation in EITI, or the Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative. This is a really groundbreaking multi-stakeholder initiative to prevent corruption, conflict, human rights violations, and environmental degradation while promoting good governance in extractive industries.
The United States withdrew from the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, the Iran nuclear deal, and it needs to get back into the game because in the intervening 4 years, Iran, even though it has suffered tremendously because of US sanctions, has also continued to develop and come closer to the point where it has the ability to produce nuclear weapons. We need to work with our allies and also work with China. We need to update and improve the terms of the previous pact, tightening controls on weapons development and missile systems in return for sanctions relief. Here again, we need a common front with our allies to get Iran to accept new and more comprehensive control.
I think one of the things that has been really neglected at the State Department, whose focus has been mainly external, is looking internally and communicating internally about what we're doing. Obviously, there's lots of communication inside the Beltway, but outside the Beltway, not so much. And I would use as an example of that the TPP. People didn't support it, but also the reasons why they didn't support it were because they had a completely different idea about what it actually was. And I think, by not communicating, you cede the floor to people who want to generate conspiracies or other things. And we cannot proceed on anything that we do internationally without domestic public support.